Hello friends, in this tutorial we will solve hackerrank problem about migratory bird. So this is the statement of the problem. Let's say we have simple about story about birds thing, but the concept is simple. We get an array and we have to print out the number that is repeating the most of time. Say here in example, array has 5 elements 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3. So 1 is repeating twice, 2 is repeating twice and 3 is repeating twice. So we have to print out a number that is repeating most. So it is 1 and 2 both are repeating same time. So we have to type the lowermost ID, that is 1. That is how it is. Like here it is 6 element, 4 is repeating most of time, so we print out 4. And here in this example 2 and 3 both are 3 and 4 both are repeating 3 times, so we print out 3 because it has lower ID. So like this is how we solve it. And here we have our constraint, n is less than or equal to 2 to 10 raised to 5, and type is like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this make this problem super easy. So let's solve this. Okay, first of all let me zoom so you can see the code perfectly. First of all, let's delete everything. We start from the scratch. So first our main function, and first we get integer n, that will like the length of array, and after that input of n. Now create an integer array with a length of n. So this is our array. After that we have to get output input that array, and so that we have to use for loop. So I is less than n, I plus plus I. That is very easy, simple thing how to get input of the array. Cin array ith element. So this is how we can get our every element and store in the integer array. Now all we have to check is like simply we go through the loop. Use is same here. Like let's create 5 variables. Say a1, a2, a3, a4, a5. So this are the we are using 5 variables because like this is our constraint here, that type is between 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that is guaranteed. So we are using 5. If there are 10 numbers, we have to use 10 variables. Here we use 5 variables, and let's say make everyone starting 0. Right, so every variable is having 0 value inside it. After like every time we get our input of the array, we simply check if that array ith element is equal to say 1. If it is equal to 1, we simply increment our a1 variable, and we do the same thing 5 times. Say else if array element is equal to 2, then we increment a2. Else if third element, if it is 3, then we increase a3. Like this is all a to a5. They simply like contains like how many times every variable is into the array. So every time same element is repeated, we increment our variable. So here it is like 5. If the element is 5, we increment a 5. So we don't have to write it here like last statement is else, right? So after completion of entire for loop, means once we get our all input, we have our value of a1, a2, a3, a4 and 5 right here. Now all we have to check is if a1 is say greater than or equal to a2 and a1 is greater than or equal to a3 and a1 is greater than or equal to a3 and a1 is greater than or equal to a4 and finally a1 is greater than or equal to a5, means a1 is greater than or equal to at all of other variables. We simply do cout a1. No, simply we print 1 because we don't have to print out how many times it's repeated, we just have to print out that numbers. So 1 is repeated most time, so we print out 1. Simple. Now we do same thing 5 times just like we did above. So else if that is not, first condition is not correct, we have to like a2 is greater than a1, same a2 is greater than a3, a2 is greater than a4. So we are using else if, so like only one condition is correct and others are wrong. Control V, like 3 times I did it simply. Else here we use a3, here you use a3, here it is a1, a3, a3, just a minute. We use a3 2 times. Just a typing mistake, sorry for that. Let's continue here, like just delete this part. So a3 is greater than a4 and a5, a1 now it is time for a4, a4 is greater than a2, a4 is greater than a3, a4 is greater than a1 and a4 is greater than a5. I think, and the last one is like a5, a5 is greater than a2, a5 is greater than a3, a4 and finally a5 is greater than a1. So first it was 1, here we print out 2, if this condition is correct print out 3, if this condition is correct print out 5, if this condition print out 5. Okay, one thing that possibly could go wrong is, what if all a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5 are same? So in that condition we have to use our last condition as a else see out. Well, we simply see out one, because everything is same, then the minimum ID is 1. So let's check, is it running or not. I hope code is like, this is like not very hard thing, it's super simple. So sample input is correct. Let's submit our code. Only 5 test cases and we get it. So problem is solved. I hope you understand this. Wow, I earned my 3rd star. If you like this video, please press like, and thank you for watching.